Ladies and gentlemen, it's Titoclock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Happy Friday, everybody! It's Titoclock. James here with the rest of the gang. What's up, man? Didn't miss a beat. Hi, man. Welcome to the show. Who else is out there? It can't just be Mayan. Surely not. There's got to be a bit of a tribe there waiting. At least that's what we hope, because we got so much to do today. That would be a shame if you weren't involved in it, right? So we got Mayan is present. Let's just hit that. There we go. I was wondering for a second, getting a bit worried that Milo wasn't joining us, or Elijah Stead wasn't here, or Monique, should I say, Reyes Lim. All these folks here, Joel, Juanillo. You see, now it's coming in. It just takes a little bit of while. It's like they just open the doors. Everyone's trying to get into the live, but it's good to have you here, because today is what we got. We got some really cool prizes today. I just literally posted one a few minutes, not even a few minutes, probably 1 or 2 minutes ago. Some great prizes. It's like a bonus raffle we're having, and because it's so close to the raffle, we'll have so many more opportunities to win, because it's only going to be up for like 45 minutes or so before we raffle it, rather than it being up for a day or 2 or 3, where it gets, tens of thousands of entries. This one should only be, 45 minutes worth. So go back there to the main page if you haven't already done that, because that's it. You just put your name in there. We'll also be drawing it from the comments as well from here. So if you want to do a double thing and get double chances, don't tell the other people outside the broadcast. Okay, this is just a little hack between us. If you want to get 2 chances, you can leave your name here, pop it in here, and you pop it onto the post that we just posted on the main wall. That way, when we draw it from both sides, you get 2 chances and the others don't. Didn't hear it from me. All right, so there you go. That is coming up later on the show, but as we always start, we usually like to get on the same page, find out what's happening out there in this crazy world we live in, and for that, we need Chris. Chris, with the latest in headlines, what you got for us there, Chris? Missed you last week.
Mabuhay! Hello, James. Happy Friday, my fellow Titoclockers. This is Chris, and here is your Titoclock news. The Interagency Task Force announced on Friday Metro Manila will remain under Alert Level 1 on Election Day, as the COVID-19 Task Force extended the relaxed restrictions until May 15th. Other parts of the country are either under Alert Level 1 or Level 2. The following areas are placed under Alert Level 1. Cordillera Administrative Region, Tublay Benguet, Region 4A, Candelaria Quezon, Dolores Quezon, and San Antonio Quezon. Region 4B, Cagayan Silio, Palawan, and Region 5, Caramoan Pili and Tigaon, Camarines Sur, and Capalonga, Camarines Norte. Placed under Alert Level 2 includes Cordillera Administrative Region, Benguet, Ifugao, Region 2, Nueva Vizcaya, Region 4A, Quezon Province. The Commission on Elections on Thursday said there is no need to postpone the May 9 polls despite the detection of the first known case of Omicron subvariant B.2.12. Face masks and physical distancing should be followed at all times inside the voting center. For areas that remain under alert levels 4 and 5, face shields are mandatory. Voters are not required to show proof of vaccination at the voting center. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources has assured that illegal occupants within government-protected areas in Masungi and Upper Marikina watershed will be sanctioned accordingly if they continue to violate environmental laws. DENR statement comes after the palace asked agency to file charges against violators of environmental laws following reports that harmful development activities were being conducted in the watershed. Acting Secretary Jim Sampulna said that the DENR, in coordination with the National Bureau of Investigation Environmental Crimes Division, or NBI-NCD, and the UMR-BPL Protected Area Management Office, or PAMO personnel, filed cases against the illegal occupants in 2021. Meanwhile, the DENR Calabarzon reported that from August 2018 to March 2022, 96 show cause orders orders and 43 cease and desist orders were issued due to the illegal construction, occupation, and or conduct of business without clearance from the Protected Area Management Board. According to the statement, establishing illegal structures within protected areas violates a number of laws, including the National Integrated Protected Area Systems or NIPAS Act of 2018 and the Forestry Reform Code of the Philippines. James Corden is preparing to say his goodbyes to the Late Late Show. The Brit has extended his contract for the CBS late night series for 1 year and will depart ahead of summer 2023. Corden will have hosted the Late Late Show for 8.5 years by the time he departs. Corden signed a contract to host the Late Late Show, which was hosted for 9 years by Craig Ferguson in 2014 and premiered on March 23, 2015. The Gavin and Stacey co-creator was somewhat of a surprise choice, but he reinvigorated the 12:30 a.m. time slot on CBS and breathed new life into late night with viral segments such as Carpool Karaoke, Drop the Mic, Spill Your Guts, and Crosswalk Musical. CBS chiefs were keen to keep Corden and offered a variety of deals, including a 3-year extension and a 2-year extension and a rolling 1-year deal before he made his decision. The Late Late Show with James Corden celebrates 1,000 episodes. Tom Cruise unveiled the world first screening of Top Gun Maverick at CinemaCon in Las Vegas on Thursday, introducing the long-awaited sequel while balanced atop a flying biplane. The new Top Gun, which picks up the story of Maverick and his fighter pilot buddies, some 3 decades after the blockbuster original, was scheduled to open in 2020 but was repeatedly delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Cruise introduced the screening to the movie industry convention with a video message recorded in typical hair racing style, perched on the moving plane's fuselage from the skies above South Africa. Top Gun Maverick drew immediate glowing praise on social media from journalists attending the Paramount's CinemaCon presentation. It combines adrenaline-packed action sequences, largely shot on real U.S. Navy fighter jets with emotional references to the original. The latest movie was granted access to the secretive Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake in the Mojave Desert of California. Those were the latest in headlines. Now I'm back to show everyone what we found in Kamote Corner.
My stress levels aren't high enough, Chris. Meron kang music pa na ganyan. What the heck?
Kaya nga medyo maganda yung music after. Ayan no.
Go.
All right. Viewer discretion is advised, people. The first video is what I call Fast and Furious Pinas version. Let's see.
Oh, God, I know this one. I know this. Look at this. Come on. That's soul, almost the earth. That's a key of soul, by the way. You missed the Tito joke. Yeah. Learning moment. There are broken lines for whatever it's worth. But having said that, just because there are broken lines in the road, it's still an unsafe passing maneuver. Because obviously they didn't calculate it correctly. So yeah, whether it's broken, because I know this is posted, people saying, ano naman yan, wala namang solid yellow line. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. If the guy who's executing the overtake maneuver didn't make timpla correctly and had to drive onto the shoulder, obviously it's a big fat fail. Ayun.
True. Inhale, exhale, people.
Yeah, we should have like an instant. Lala Move should deliver some pulse, right? Don't you think?
Yes.
Someone has some pulse like on Lala Move. Paki-deliver lang to sa isang kamote na to. Kapak! I'd pay a premium for that. I would. I think any delivery outfit that delivered some pulse to kamotes, I think they'd do very well.
A lot of people maybe would deliver those sampals, even with a chair or a fist, not an open palm.
Yeah.
Ay, nako. Okay. Anyway, all right, we're just at the first one, Tito. Let's see the next one. This is called what I call a big balakid, or in Tagalog, harang. Wala na akong maisip eh.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Oh, ano to? What is that? What do we... Why am I...
So, there's nakaharang na kotse.
Oh, okay. So this is the view from inside the gate.
Yes.
Huh? And then someone's making harang.
Yes.
And may car cover pa.
Oo.
Grabe ang kapal talaga na. Illegal parking, may car cover pa.
May pa-car cover pa, di ba? Para hindi mahuli.
COVID was really never a problem. What do I do? What do you mean? Take his car cover. No. You didn't hear that. I didn't hear that here. I didn't. We do not advocate, two wrongs don't make a right. But
that's true. Or other people would just take out their keys and
No, I mean
work.
What I want to say, I can't say responsibly on this show. What I think you should this kamote here. Grabe talaga. Ang bastos because it's really bastos. I gotta be clear though. You can't fight fire with fire in case like this because it just escalates, right? So this most likely, just judging by the fact that there's a car cover, most likely this is your neighbor. So this has to be settled at a more permanent solution. You can't just keep playing these games of like leaving notes in his car. You got to go to the barangay already.
Yes.
And they did. What did the barangay do? See, in other countries, you could tow this. I just don't know how they work it out here. But you can tow these cars and then just charge it to the owner of the car, impound it, or just put a sign out there saying this block the driveway, will be towed, and then they every time. But that's the thing, you got to back up. You can't just bluff that. You got to make sure a towing company will come over and tow it, and they'll learn. They'll learn sooner or later, especially if there's a clear sign. Other than that, I know it's an expensive way around, but remember, once somebody sent us, was it Free Plug Friday? They sent us a parking clamp. Yes. It's here, right? Okay, X is gonna. We might even have a solution for you. We might even because this one is passive aggressive, so to speak, because you could literally bolt it on to the car to the wheel, and then they'll have to talk to you. They just have to. Yes. They can get it off without it. They're going to damage your car. So that's probably a solution. I don't know how. It might cause a little bit of neighborly strain.
Is that legal, though? Is that legal?
That I can't be 100% sure. In my heart, it's legal, but I don't think they take that as a defense. It's happening, Tito James. Ang palagay niya, it's legal, but I don't know 100% if you're allowed to do that. But the thing is, he's not allowed to do this either. So you're kind of like, and the barangay is not getting involved. So if you put a clamp on his car, and as long as you didn't damage it, right? Because once you damage it, there are problems. But that's why a clamp shouldn't damage the car, but it renders it immobile and they cannot move it. So they'll have to talk to you. Now, if they talk to you, anong ginawa mo sa car mo? Dude, what the hell? You're blocking my driveway. So then you get that you can have that arrangement already. You can say, if you do this, I'll just keep clamping you.
Yeah,
that's the best solution I can think of. 100% legal? I don't know. You'd have to. I guess what I would do. I can only tell you what I'd do because I'm not a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
But I would do is if I was in this situation, just to cover my butt, I would tell the barangay and have it in writing or video or anything where it's officially recorded that you're going to say, if this guy parks, you're not going to do anything. I will clamp his car. If the barangay doesn't say anything, you've got a fair case. I'm just thinking in the case where it's illegal, you can say, look, I already went to the authorities. I told them what I'd do, and they didn't tell me that it was illegal. So they have a responsibility also to be able to inform you if you tell them what you're going to do, if these guys don't solve it. So that's what I would do. I don't know. You want to get a second opinion on a legal matter if you think that's, you want to be extra careful, but I'll just tell you that's what I would do.
All right. Duly noted from Tito James. I will tell that to my friends.
Scratch my head at the bastusness level of this. So grabby. Wow.
Hi.
Ponyo, yeah. I want to make tusok his tires, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna make Tusok his stars and make Suse his his hood.
Make Susie his door. Oh,
Yeah, we'll Susie his door and his whole car. So that will do artwork. One of
oh
the
my God.
comments said the homeowner will be the one to adjust.
Okay, but remember, if you get busted, you did not hear this from Tito James, all right? This
Paktay.
is not official advice. Hey, Alvin, nice meeting you earlier too, man.
Yeah. So please consult your legal assistance if you have any. All right, moving on to the next one. I call this video Kamote Skills. I would call it awesome if it was a movie, but this is in real life. So do not
Okay.
try this at home, kids.
Yeah, do not try this at home, kids. Ah,
Para lang maka-overtake. Para tayo.
I'm guessing that's a center island, right? Well,
Not sure.
not dito. I mean, it is what it is. It's a kamote move, right?
Mhm. It is what it is indeed.
I've seen one though that was really funny. In the access road going to Merville, it's now the C5 extension part. There was a one of these SUVs did that nga, and then tried to actually go over the island, and then it got beached because it
Yeah.
was too tall. The island is too tall, and it got beached there, and the wheels are. That was funny. That was
Oh
really
my
funny. The guy had to sit there for like there was a whole. Obviously, the traffic was so bad. That's why he did it, and he had to sit there while everybody looked and videoed and went like
Oh my
this.
god. Oh my goodness.
Come on,
People.
this-
A little more patience, please.
Mhm.
All right. Let's look at the next one. Again, viewer discretion is advised. I ask, where's the baby? There he or she is.
Spot the baby.
Spot the baby.
This guy does not have two legs on one side. He does not have a smaller calf growing out of his thigh. It's not
No,
that he doesn't
no.
have two calves. No, this is a
Not an inboard abnormality, people. If you look
Mhm.
closely, it's a kid in between his legs.
It's people like this and that guy Kamote that block the driveway that makes you kind of in a way support that Black Mirror very dystopian future of social
Mhm.
credit scores that they're doing now in countries like well, France is supposedly just introducing this social credit score through the digital ID. And
Ooh.
although I'm totally against it in principle, I am totally against it. I don't think any free society should work with social credit scores. But I tell you, these camotes make a good argument as to why. So this is why we have to fight them because eventually, when these camotes grow up to be, they mass produce, and then there's far more camotes out there than there are potatoes and normal people.
Yeah.
Then this is going to be the direction that they're going to head. They're going to head into a score system, which in theory sounds like it's okay because you're basically punishing people and restricting their, what they can purchase, where they can travel based on their social credit score. But we all know that that will be abused. We all know that even just on Facebook and stuff, when AI handle our social credit score, how we always get screwed. So it's going
Yes.
to be worse in real life. So this is why I hope that we can control it ourselves before it reaches a point where authorities look into that as a possible solution.
Yes, please. Please raise human beings and not sweet potatoes, people. All right, we're down to our last one, Tito James. And this is something you posted, I think, yesterday. Wala na akong ibang maisip na caption, but I have to copy you. You call this a non-slip phone holder.
Ayun! I
Yes.
know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Ayun!
the creativity. Whoever you are. My
Ang
gosh,
galing.
I applaud you.
Galing.
I applaud
Yeah,
you indeed.
instant hit that one. And somebody pointed out in the comments you can double up as protection from snatchers because we all know how effective a chinela is, right?
Yeah.
You know, we saw that viral one. I remember we posted one. It was in an SM, I think, where Kuya Guard Was it Kuya Guard?
Yes.
Where there was a fire. I don't know if you remember
Oh
this one.
yeah,
There was-
yeah, yes.
Some random guy.
Or it was a
And then
random
everyone-
guy. Yeah, all the guards came out with all their fancy
Yeah.
ones, and then this
And
guy
some
just got his
random guy.
sword, threw it, and back! Got
Parang
it.
nagtumbang preso nun. Ang galing.
The power of the chinelas. Any kid that grew up in the Philippines before they were, like in the 80s and maybe
Yeah.
90s, they all know the
True.
power of flying chinela. Now,
Yeah.
with all this wokeness, not as much.
Not so much. Chinelas is just a footwear for us.
Yeah, now they deal with it's mean tweets. That's how they. But before it used to be the chinela flying
Yeah.
across. What's worse than the chinelas was the bakya. I don't know if you ever got hit
Oh,
with a
yeah. I
wooden
did
bakya.
have that as a kid, bakya. It hurts the feet though. It's not
Oh
comfortable.
my God, it makes you think that bakya was actually a thing.
Yeah.
Wow. But then for those younger people, do they still sell them? Do people still use them?
Maybe for collection purposes.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in like a long ass time, but it makes
Yeah.
you think it's just solid wood,
Solid
wood
wood.
crops without the holes.
Nope.
No.
No holes, just the straps at the
Mm.
sides. All right, Tita James, that's all we have for today. And once again, you made it. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Advance congratulations to our raffle winners. Wish I could be the one to win it, but no. Avoid kamote people, but always choose happiness with some Sugar Rush. Follow me on my social media and follow Sugar Rush Entertainment PH on Facebook and Instagram for your event party needs. And remember to stay safe, healthy, and hydrated. This is Chris, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Tita James. Bye, everyone. Ciao!
Bye, Chris. That's Chris with the latest in headlines, and of course our inbox, which is supplied basically by all of you guys because that's where we get it from. You all send this in to our inbox, and Chris and X get into connivance. They find the ones that they know are going to raise my blood pressure the highest. They put them together, and then they show it to you live in front of me. So it's some kind of sadistic plot. I don't know, to get my hairs all white, but it works. And also, Fridays, Titoclock is also a day for, what's that? Intercare, that one? The last one, it was for Intercare, right? Because I don't want to miss out on thanking our sponsors for that, because Intercare have been very, very supportive over this. And they brought to you the headlines for today. And I always use Intercare right now because it really helps. I look at it as prevention, like preventative maintenance like you do in the casa, but for humans. I'm not necessarily fixing a problem anymore because I did have a problem with my lower back. Now it's fixed, but I just go back regularly for alignment and stuff like that. I know I feel like a car out of warranty already, but it is what it is. Okay, so now we move over to another favorite portion of the show. Hi, I love you too, Eddie. Another favorite portion of the show is what we call Free Plug Friday, basically giving small businesses a chance to advertise their products if they have no budget at all. That's okay. We're here to help, and we like to keep it homegrown. We like to keep it small, help the little guy, create a ripple effect by spending money in the local economy so it just goes outwards. And for that, we need XX. What you got in the box there, X?
Hi, DJs. We actually have a lot in store once again, but before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the fuckers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. Please see us on the screen. DJs, let's start Free Plug Friday with Let's Meat Trading that started back in 2020, and they distribute premium meats such as ribeye, porterhouse, chori burger, beef sushi, so much. Wow, smoked ribs, wagyu cubes, and they even offer premium grill sets that include an Angus short ribs, premium beef karubi, premium pork samgyeopsal, one soju bottle, and one pack of Shin Ramyun ramen priced at 1,599.
That's not bad. You know what's gooder?
You know what's gooder?
Raffle time!
All right, guys, the awesome folks from Let's Meat Trading are giving away 2 premium grill sets that includes everything that you see on this photo. What should I comment down below, James?
Nice to meet you.
That's good. That's pretty good. All right, guys, leave comments that say nice to meet you down below. Again, Let's Meet Trading. Hope you can check him out on Facebook, Instagram.
I hope they do too, because this is
Yes.
this is a great prize right now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man.
And people are getting together, so this is perfect for people
Mhm.
who are sharing groups or getting together.
If you're meeting
Reunite.
people, you need meat.
That's a good one, Tita Jace. Hey, that should be a tagline. Again, Let's Meet Trading on Facebook and Instagram. Good luck. Next, we go to Dinakdakan Express. Tito James, do you know what Dinakdakan is?
No, I don't. I have a confession. I don't.
Same here. According to the description, Dinakdakan is actually a boiled pork dish made out of pork mascara.
Wait. Parang now it's starting to sound familiar. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we got schooled on this one. Yes, we did. We did. Somebody explained what dinakdakan was. Okay, but good. We're learning again.
Exactly. So for those of you who don't know what dinakdakan is, it's actually a boiled pork dish made out of the pork mascara, which consists of the ears, cheeks, nape, snout, and it's charcoal grilled later. So have you tried it yourself, Tito James?
No, I haven't. But you see, it just goes to show we only need to be told twice before we understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what brought it up before, but yes, I do remember somebody explaining to us. It was also on a Pre-Pug Friday,
Yes.
but we didn't get to try it. But now we will.
Yes, exactly. And apart from the Tito James, he also said igado and menudo
That's
as well.
the part I really like.
Which one?
The menudo, the ready cooked meal.
Yes.
Because especially if you're doing some condo living stuff, sometimes you just don't want to cook. And this is fresh, home cooked, very healthy,
Exactly.
and it just feels right.
And actually, the good thing about it too is the serving size is pretty big.
Family style, yeah.
Family style, and it's only 280 pesos for a dish this big that's good up to 3 people already. And they even have a party size that's good for up to 12 persons at 1,000 pesos.
Party not included.
Party not included. So again, Dinakdakan Express on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Winville Distribution. So Winville Distribution offers Pets Fuel, which is an organic vitamin that contains probiotic and moringa that is suitable for pets such as dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, as early as 2 weeks of age, and is said to improve their appetite and help improve the appearance of their coat. Tito James, to be honest with you, Rocket is yet to try, but I'll give an update for sure in case I notice a change in his appetite, since Rocket's a super picky eater. Which
He
is
does not need an appetite
Right.
stimulant.
Right. And he's not a picky eater when it comes with you, because you actually give him more than I normally would. That's why he really likes begging food from you. Anyway, guys, price is 350 pesos, and they also accept resellers as well. Again, Winville Distribution on Facebook, Instagram, and Shop. Next, we go to Pet Talking Buttons PH.
This I had a lot of fun watching you film this.
Alright, guys, Pet Talking Buttons offers not only pet talking buttons, but they also offer organic, natural, and vegan pet shampoo, cologne, and even sanitizer that comes with this hook that makes it convenient to carry around, and I honestly love the smell of each. So guys, going back to Pet Talking Buttons, it's actually a training buzzer that was made to help find a way to improve communication between you and your fur babies by using these buttons. And it's really like a lot. I think there are really instructions that are specific for this, but you really need a lot of patience to be able to properly execute this. So I've yet to try it, because each buzzer has a recorder and you can basically record words that you would normally say to your fur baby. So guys, anyway, price is 165 pesos for the sanitizer, 170 pesos for the cologne, 295 pesos for the shampoo, and price starts at 350 per training buzzer, and it's 1,300 for a set of 4 buttons. Again, Pet Talking Buttons PH on Facebook, Instagram, and Shopee. Next, we go to St. Philomena School. So St. Philomena School is located in Marilao, Bulacan, and it's a private school for children with disabilities that has been around since 2013. And they offer, of course, special education from early childhood to grade 10. And they even offer online classes as well. So for those who are interested or know someone who would need this kind of service or education, you can send them a message on their Instagram or Facebook page. Last but not least, Tito James, let's cap off Free Plug Friday with some sweet treats and pastries from Sugar Creations by Alex. So Sugar Creations by Alex started by offering cookies and brownies back in 2017, but now they have started offering other goodies such as the Korean garlic bread, cheesecake, and even cinnamon rolls. How did you find it, Tito James?
Let's start with the Korean garlic bread because this one always freaks me out.
Why?
Because it's sweet.
It's sweet, yeah.
But with garlic.
With garlic,
So,
exactly.
but it's an acquired taste. So,
Hard taste.
it's not exactly my go-to, but I can see the appeal, and
Same.
I let some people try it as well in building,
Mhm.
and they were like, wow, like the people who loved it
I
really
think it's
loved
a trend.
It's a trend.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
It was a trend, especially during 2020, the height
Yes,
of the
yes. So,
pandemic.
but you just
Yes.
gotta be clear with people. Let's manage expectations because if you're not expecting the fresh garlic with that sweet sort of
Yes,
cream
yeah,
or
cream,
yeah,
like
exactly,
cream, yeah.
it'll freak you out.
Exactly.
But once you do, anyway, that was really good. I really also liked their cinnamon rolls. Were
Cinnamon
very,
rolls,
very nice. Yeah.
yes.
But that cheesecake,
Oh wow.
that was deadly,
That took
deadly.
that took the award, the trophy.
Yes, yes.
It was creamy, but I think the texture, the
Was it a
taste,
Toblerone or something like that?
that,
It was
yeah.
chocolate with
it was chocolatey.
creamy and very
Yeah,
delicious.
with really good
Really,
crust,
standing
too.
ovation.
Wow. So I guess you guys can like clearly see who took all the love. Anyway, guys, hope you can try it as well. Price is 230 pesos for the Korean garlic loaf, 280 pesos for the cheesecake indulgence, and price starts at 260 for a half dozen cinnamon. Again, Sugar Creations by Alex on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Bug Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize these walkers. This is X. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo! Rocket.
Why does Rocket get a shout out in the end? I wonder. Huh? What's it got to do with him? Like Free
Everything.
Plug Friday, Rocket. You should be screaming out Motorlight, Petron, AutoKid, Ogawa, Lalamove, Malayan Insurance, and Skinabay. That's who you should be screaming out because these are the people who support the show. You like that smooth segue? Always looking for new ways to show the love to our sponsors. Because, hey, without them, we wouldn't be here, right? So thank you again, Motorlight, Petron, AutoKid, Ogawa, Lalamove, and Malayan Insurance, and of course, Innovate as well for making the show happen. All right, there, X. That was X with the Free Plug Friday. If you have anything that you think should be featured, not like, but you might like it. You might also be a big company with lots of money for marketing, and you just be taking up space away from somebody who doesn't. So let's put it this way: if you are tight on cash and you're a small homegrown business, and you think you should be featured on Free Plug Friday, pop us a message here. It's an honesty system. We just want to keep it real and just want to spread the love around and send it to Deaconitis, and then X will get a hold of you and they'll take it from there. All right, so that's that. With that, it's now time for Ask Me Anything, brought to you by Motorlight. All right, the Ask Me Anything brought to you by our friends at Motorlight, who have an awesome app. If you haven't already downloaded it, try downloading the Rescue app. It's something that I hope you get and never use. That's one of those things, right? Because it's peace of mind, it's insurance for you, and it's free. So basically, you get to have that protection out on the road in case you run out of gas, you break down, you lock your keys in your car, all of these things that happen to even the best of us. You can have assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So download that app, absolutely free, and it probably will save you one day. Okay, so who we got there? How's the Toyota Veloz? Well, I just saw it today, so it's a bit early to give you, I can't give you driving impressions, of course, but I can pretty much tell you that it is the business class Avanza. So that's probably the best way to kind of explain it, because it was at one point the premium version of the Avanza, and eventually they spun it off into its own unique standalone model. And the Veloz now is being positioned as a compact, Brent's there, a compact SUV, a very affordable entry-level compact SUV, and that's where they're promoting it, or that's where they're positioning it for their customers as well. Initial impressions, I like the design. I think the design is more in line with the whole Toyota family face and the corporate DNA that they've got. So I like it's a bit more aggressive up the front. That new Toyota grille with the lights and stuff are coming on strong, which I think is great, because the Avanza is a workhorse. It is the best-selling MPV in the entire history, I guess, of the segment here in the Philippines, because it's just so reliable. But it's kind of common, right? So that's probably the problem they're trying to solve with this. It's my personal opinion. I mean, it's not official communication, of course, from Toyota, but this is the way I see it. It's just they need to separate it from the everyday Avanza, which is just a great workhorse, but a little too common for some people. So if you add a little bit more, you get this premiumness, but you still get the efficiency, the affordability, and the reliability of a Toyota, but with just a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more road presence. And you probably see a few less of them on the road than you would seeing the Avanza. So that's important for some people. For me personally, I like to have a car that not everyone has. That's why I chose the Trailblazer in the beginning. I got two of them, I've run through two generations of them, because at that point I was looking for. I didn't want to have, even though the Fortuner was a no-brainer, a great vehicle. Can't fault it in any way, except that everyone had one, and I just didn't want to be like everyone else. So I went with the one that had less market share, which was the Trailblazer. Same type of thing with this. That's how I see it. Then again, putting things in perspective, when you say less market share for Toyota, that's still huge for any other brand, right? Because they're just so massive. And they're massive for a reason. It's because Toyota, it's just been ingrained in us that the parts are always readily available, they're reliable, they're cost effective, and they just work. They're headache free. So they've earned that. They've earned that reputation, and they've earned it rightfully so. So that's what it looks like in the back. That's what it's also. I like the what I saw. The interior looked pretty cool. It has a big display as well, which is very popular now with new cars. And this one being an entry level, I was pleased to see it had a good size one. Didn't get to actually see exactly how big it was, but it was pretty impressive. All right, the fuel efficiency. Did they mention that in the launch? Do you remember, X? What's the fuel efficiency? But basically, it's the same engine as the Avanza. But so if you're getting whatever you're getting with the Avanza, then same. Michael, have you decided what car you're going to buy? Very good question. I'm super close now. And timely question, Michael, because it also what I'm shortlisting it to is exactly what I was talking about right now. I'm looking at brands that are a little bit underappreciated. So that's where I'm at right now. I haven't decided yet, but I'm looking for brands and models that are underappreciated, because there are many little gems out there. Just because if it's not a Toyota or a Mitsubishi or a Nissan, because those are usually the top three, it doesn't mean that I think they're not good. They're great, but they've already got their established markets. I'm looking for a car that's somewhere that's just provides value for money. It's not on everybody's list. It's a hidden gem in its segment, and that's all I can tell you for now, because I might jinx it if I don't get it right. So. But it's going to be a compact SUV as well. That's I think what I narrowed it down. Similar. Somebody's saying like Geely. I consider the Geely. To be honest, I really did look closely at the Geely, and it did end up on my short list. I did like the designs. I really do actually. I think the Geelys have great designs. I tried the Coolray. I think the design of the Coolray is great. I think it's just a little too small. Not by much. It's workable for sure, but I looked at the Okavango, and that was really nicely spec'd out. So it's still on the short list. AJ says go for the Okavango. Yeah, I definitely would consider that. Any thoughts on the electric vehicle? The Industry Development Act is now part of. Yes. Great question, John. Perfect too. The timing is great, because I was able to host the launch of the first EV charging stations for retail or passenger cars in the Philippines in SM yesterday. And they also announced that, wow, look who's on the ball today, X. Fast. So I hosted this launch yesterday, and we did discuss the new law, Republic Act, which incentivizes basically the charging stations and the electric vehicles as well. Didn't get through all the particulars, but what I do know about the law is it's very good in supporting the Clean Air Act, which we have not done anything with. We've had the Clean Air Act of 1999 that we've done nothing with. It's been sitting there dormant. We haven't hit any of the key performance indicators of that law, excuse me, and it's about time we do. So this is a step in the right direction. It's giving malls like SM a little bit more incentive to build more of these things. Yes, it is an Audi e-tron, Richard, and they also have a Porsche Taycan or Taycan, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on. And also, so going back to the law, DTI Secretary Ramon Lopez was speaking about it, and he was also talking about the special privileges that they're going to be giving to EV manufacturers. So it looks like it's all green and go, pun intended, for developing EV cars here, because as we discussed off the stage, I had an opportunity to chat with him, and I asked him, Secretary Lopez, if he had driven these EVs himself. He said he's a big fan personally of them. He had just come from the States where he drove a few EVs while he was there. He was very impressed, and he understands the need to develop it, because if you look at the auto industry, the Philippines is way behind in terms. We can't catch up with the established players. And I don't say that for any other reason than it's just being objective. You have over 100 years of heritage with Mercedes and Ford and all these big companies. So we're way behind. But with the new era of electrification and non-combustion engines, you can see how that playing field is now getting even. You could get manufacturers from anywhere. We don't need pedigree, or we don't need this legacy in the auto industry, because EVs are an entirely new thing, and we all have an equal footing to start on, or the same starting line. So it's good news if you can develop the EV bill to be able to create more opportunities for people to invest in solar, in battery technology, and we have already wiring harness companies here, chip companies. We do a lot already with tech, so this is a natural step for that. And the secretary also acknowledges the same thing. He understands it. So good. I think that's all good news. Of course, June 30, everyone gets replaced. So sana naman, whoever's next, they make this tuloy, right? They just keep on, because it's been too long. So this is the only thing I'm a little bit apprehensive about, is because with a change of regime, sometimes these things just run out of steam. I hope that's not the case here. Next, I think Sangyon Rexton. I haven't tried it. I tried the old one, Carol. I tried the old one. I wasn't too impressed, but the new Sangyongs are obviously a big cut above. But I don't mean this come across the wrong way, but why? There's so many other choices out there in its class of more established players. I would consider them. That's just me personally. I mean, if you're asking my honest opinion, I would look at even things like the Cherry Tigo and stuff like that. The Cherries have gone, like, they started out pretty bad, but they're now very well supported here. They've got a whole new push into the brand, and they got some great models. Sangyong, I just don't see anything standing out there. Nothing really jumps out, so I just wouldn't even consider them yet. Considering they've been around a lot longer and they're Korean, so you'd think they'd have a premium advantage, but because they didn't really do anything great here before, and even their comeback was a little bit meaning like just didn't do much with it. I tried one of the, I can't remember the name of it. Sangyong wasn't the Rexon, it was another one. And again, it was just okay, but nothing screamed out at me to say, well, this is different enough to consider it to be a purchase. No, I'd rather go for the established brands. I read in the news that the American EV bankers are in the Philippines. Yes, they are. And Secretary Lopez told me too that they have been talking. He was talking to investors there. He wasn't specific about who, but he was talking to investors there about this exact same thing and sharing the special tax incentives that they're giving them. So there's a lot of good news coming in with EVs if we just develop it. But the key again is we have to, meaning we as a nation, government, have got to put down a commitment, a rock solid roadmap that we can show these investors. We cannot just say, these investors, we got to show them we're committed for the long run. This is not something that's going to happen in 2 to 3 years. We have to show them this is our 20-year plan for EVs. This is the phase-out model. Oh, part of the new act I did learn is 5% of all fleets will need to be electrified. Not straight away, obviously, but they have a staggered way of achieving the 5%. That includes government fleets, etc. That's already a big step towards getting some economies of scale going and bringing prices down. Heard AutoHub would be the distributor of Tesla. It's neither confirmed nor denied, at least for me. I just heard the same thing, but I don't know if it's true. I can double check after the show and see what they're willing to tell me. But I would love to see a Tesla over here. Love it. As long as, again, it's supported. If you don't have it supported, Charles, Australia, the Ford Territory. What are your thoughts? Initially, Charles, I thought this was really great. I thought great price, great features, but it's, as I see more and more on the road now, I don't think they're aging as well as the design is aging as well as I was hoping for. So I'm losing a little bit of, I guess, love for it. And also, let's be honest about it. I've owned Fords before. I think they got great features, but they still haven't fixed their after-sales service, and that does bother me a lot. I still get a lot of complaints from people who do not get. Don't tell me you found the Ford Territory picture.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like going back to last year, like 2020, I think, or 2021. Was that 2020? I was like the first drive they ever did. Yeah, with face shield pa.
August 14.
2020, see? 2020, August 14. That X found this picture of me driving the Territory with a face shield. No wonder I have no wonder I have such bad memories of it. I had a dreaded face shield on, and most people on this page know how I feel about face shields, right? Ay, nako. So, getting back to it, again, everything ticks all the right boxes for me, but it's the ownership experience that they need to work on. Because if you fail somebody there, everything's out. It doesn't matter what your features are, and that's what they really need to fix. And I just gotta be honest. Got a lot of friends in Ford. I'm sorry if they're listening and they're offended by it. I'm not meaning to, but that's just the truth. Fix your parts and service, and make it more. Fix your parts and service, and you'll compete a lot better. How about subcompact cars with the high price of gas? I think these will sell more. Yeah, I think we go through phases like this, and right now we're in that phase because gas is so high. But usually, what we notice is gas will find its, and it'll go down, and people forget. They'll buy bigger cars again. We went through this in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and now the 2020s. We're always going to go through this. It's just supply and demand. But eventually, right now, to answer your question, yes, subcompact cars are getting the bulk of the sales right now because of people's trauma with it. So there. I think I tried this one too, right? X, the new electric motorcycles. I only had it for a day, and I was impressed. But as impressed as you can be for a day, just as a disclaimer, because obviously it all performed very well on the day. I like the look, I like the design, the features were really good. So I would definitely consider it. Not sure how it would be like in a year's time or so. The MUX, yeah. Let's see. I guess X is looking for she found the new, right? Look at that. And yeah, that's it. I like that retro one there on the side. Look really nice. Yeah, keep playing this for a while. This is good. Yeah, because it shows a lot. See those designs I was talking about? They're quite nice. They're quite nice. I think they're yeah. Look at it. Very unique. And what I liked about this, not all of them had this feature. You see, this one looks like an old, it's got a retro feel to it. Exposed sort of chassis and stuff like that. I love it. This is also back in 2020, I think, with the mask and the whole, at least I didn't have a face shield on. I like the fact that, okay, this one had a pedal as well, including the battery. And then here, you can pull out the battery. And this is what I think that's what I'm going to do here. Pull out the battery. So if you live in a condo, you can charge it upstairs. Because this was my problem when I have an electric scooter and I couldn't charge it upstairs because in the condo, yeah, you couldn't really do it. So I just bring the battery up, it fully charges, bring it down, it lasts for a few days. Just like that. Okay. pretty cool. All right, what about the new MUX? Yeah, solid, very solid. I like the new features as well. I like the new design because it was one of the older designs for me. So I like the new headlights. It's looking sleek, and it's now a car all on its own, meaning like it's its own vehicle. Before, it was basically a rebadged Trailblazer, and now it's its own vehicle developed from the ground up by Isuzu. So I think it makes a good case for itself. And one thing I can definitely say about Isuzu is it has tremendous fuel efficiency for its class, for its kind of vehicle. It's really, really good. And with Isuzus, you know, you're very supported too with parts and service. They also have that reputation for being reliable and easy to service. And these are things you look for when you buy a car. So, yep, thumbs up for that. It's not, I mean, if you put it into the class of like the Terra and let's say the Fortuner or the Montero, yeah, this one feels a little more utilitarian than those. Those one feel a little bit more sophisticated, to be honest. Especially like the Terra and the Montero, they do feel a little more premium. But this one feels more like a workhorse. But they've really covered it up in. They've got some creature comforts in there, so it's utilitarian, but not as polished as, let's say, the Terra and the even the Fortuner and the Montero Sport as well. But very good choice if you're looking for a good family vehicle. How do I save gas? Oh, well, I just really try to pretend that I've got an egg under the gas pedal and I never want to break that egg. So I'm very, very gentle, and I only press it just a certain amount because I don't want to squash the egg, so to speak, my imaginary egg that I put there. And I just try to keep as smooth as possible. Anticipate, like when you're coming up to a set of traffic lights, get off your gas early. You don't have to gas up all the way and then hit the brakes at the last minute. You can coast, not in neutral. Just be mindful of how much you press that accelerator. Every time you press it, it creates momentum. Momentum needs a lot of energy, especially for heavy vehicles. So just try to use momentum as your friend, and you'll save a lot of gas there. Then, of course, just don't keep your car running when you don't have to. And keep it serviced. Okay, I think we've run out of time. We've got 5-6 minutes left to draw out quite a lot of prizes, X. And yeah, that Ask Me Anything lasted a little more than I expected, but it was brought to you by our friends at Motolite, Pang Matagalan. Now it's everybody's favorite time of the show. It is... Another music rocket. Okay. It's rocket time. Rocket almost got run over today. Rocket almost got run over because he was being held as we were leaving, going to the Toyota Veloz launch, and he jumped out of the arms of his handler. That's a classy name, a handler. Rocket has a handler. He jumped out and he ran across the driveway and almost got run over. Rocket, you wouldn't do that to us, right? So go and pick a winner, Rocket. Come on, Rocket. Oh, he's looking at. Oh, Rocket. Oh, poor Rocket getting 3 licks. Rocket, you got to draw a prize. See it? This is for the dash cams. There's 3, right? 3 dash cams. Okay, Rocket. Oh, he's got something on my hands. He loved. Okay, right. We'll continue this after. Here we go. Just press that button there. Okay, this is for 3 dash cams. Ella has also been it's good. Yeah. Hi, Arie. Zeta. Ivan Edades. All right, congratulations, guys. 3 dash cams going your way. Okay, if you win, pardon me, if you won, should I say, pop a message to the rocket launcher on Instagram. There's Rocket's address. Send a screenshot as proof, and Rocket will get straight onto it if he ever stops licking me. Rocket, we still have one more prize to go. One more big prize to go. And we got to stretch Rocket because we're trying to get all the names in because we're including all the people in this particular thread as well. The live thread, not just the main thread, so that they get a better chance of winning. Yeah, Charlene says no more cone of shame. You noticed that? Yeah, poor Rocket had to wear the cone of shame last week. That is the dog face shield. And see how they hate it? Okay, Rocket, you gotta stop the licking. What is he? What's he doing? Okay. Here we go, Rocket. Press that button. There we go. Change the name to Rocket Time, they said. Oh, somebody's got that breath. Rocket! 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 Did you see the winner? You picked them out, Rocket. It's a good thing Rocket didn't try to rig the meat because, you know, he was like looking at it with loving eyes going, one day I'm going to have that Wagyu cube all to myself. All right, with that, the winner, send a message to Rocket Launcher. That's the.rocket.launcher. And make sure you send a screenshot of you winning, right? So we know. And that's it. That ends Titoclock today. We hope you had a wonderful time. We hope you learned something. And we also hope you won something. If that's not you, well, next week we do it all over again. Same time, same place, same dog. And I'm just going to go back here. And Rock is really on a roll today. And I'll catch you guys all next week on behalf of the entire team. Be safe and be kind. See you later.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop